Okay, so I was here in the part 5 of my video, and I was discussing how to generate EMF in armature of DC machine. So this I was here and induced talking about this. So I was here Nm equal to revolution per time multiplied by 60. So revolution per time, revolution by time, then 60 is divided here, so it will go upside. So Nm will be, what will be the value of Nm? Nm will be equal to 60 multiplied by revolution by, this is time. So revolution by time will be equal to Nm by 60. So revolution by time equal to Nm by 60. Nm is the speed of the armature or motor. So revolution by time is Nm by 60. So time by revolution will be 60 by Nm. So time by revolution equal to 60 by Nm. That is placed here, 60 by Nm. So now this comes like this. So this is for a single conductor. This is for single conductor. So if suppose there is a Z number of conductors, means maybe conductor 10, 20, 1000. So this is the induced EMF for single conductor. So if you have Z number of conductors, so you have to multiply it by Z. And if number of parallel paths is A, so Z by A you have to multiply. This relation you have to multiply by Z by A. So this induced EMF is called back EMF of the DC machine, and this relation is very important relation. You should keep this relation in your mind for solving the numerical problem. What is this? Phi P Z Nm by 60. Phi is given here, number of P is given here, number of poles. Phi is flux per pole measured in Weber. Nm equal to speed of motor in revolution per minute. This Nm is revolution per minute. Time of one revolution, this is called time of one revolution. Time by revolution, this is called 60 by Nm second. Z equal to total number of armature conductor. A equal to number of parallel path. I have already explained this about this in my lecture 5 and also in lecture 3. So this is the all about the principle of back EMF, how back EMF is generated in the armature of DC machine. Machine may be motor or generator. In both the case, this induced EMF is same. Phi Z N P by 60A will remain same. Either we are using it for motor or for generator. Now this relation can also be written in term of angular speed omega. This you can see very easily. How can we convert this angular speed into this Nm into angular speed? How we can convert this? So let us see the relation between Nm and Nr. What is Nm? This relation is RPM, revolution per minute. Suppose Nm is given as 1000 RPM. So how can you convert into radian per second? I want to convert this Nm into radian per second. And this is called omega m, means a speed of the motor in radian per second. And this is also a speed of motor in rotation per minute. Two units are there. One is radian per second, another is rotation per minute. So I want to convert omega into I want to change Nm into omega m. So how you can, suppose if it is one revolution, then how much radian is for? 2 pi. So for one revolution, 2 pi radian is formed. One revolution, how much radian? 2 pi. Here 1000 revolution is there, so you have to multiply it by 1000. So this is called radian per minute. Now rotation is converted into radian. This rotation or revolution is converted into radian, and per minute, this is per minute, so we have to convert into second. This is for 1 minute, so to convert into second, so this will be your omega m. What does it mean? It means if you want omega m, you have to convert nm, multiply it by 2 pi and divide it by 60. Here nm is 1000, so what I have done, multiplied by 2 pi and divided by 60. So I get it omega m as omega m like this. So same thing is done here, omega m. And if you want, if a speed is given in nm, this is omega m. If it is given in omega m, then nm will be, you see, it will be omega m multiplied by 60 divided by 2 pi. This relation is given here also. Omega m 2 pi multiplied by, you see here, 2 pi multiplied by nm divided by 60 is omega m. And if nm, so omega m will be multiplied by 60 divided by 2. 1 minute equal to 60 seconds converted. So you just whatever value you have here, the relation E total was EMF, or back EMF EB equal to phi Zn T by Z, you just write it capital N M, I am putting here, by 60A. This is the final relation. So phi Z Nm, you can convert it, Nm you can put this value, for Nm convert it into omega. If a speed is in omega, so Nm will be omega m multiplied by 60, this relation, and divided by 60A is here and divided will be 2 pi. So this relation Nm is converted into omega m. So you see this relation here, phi Z T by 60A, and Nm is converted in this form in omega m. So you see this whole thing, what you get is that Tz by 2 pi into 60 is 60 cancel. So 2 pi A and phi multiplied by omega m. You see T is the number of poles, Z is the conductor, 2 pi A is the parallel path. These whole things are constant. For any machine, these things are constant. Number of pole is also fixed. Number of conductors, once you put it on the slots available, so and connected to the commutator, this conductor, number of conductor is also fixed. Parallel path is also fixed. It will be either 2 or equal to the number of poles. Pi is constant, 2 is constant, so whole this thing is constant, and it is written by Ka, so it will be equal to Ka multiplied by phi into omega m. K is called armature constant, and it means ki EB back EMF, total back EMF is proportional to phi into omega m. So this relation is very useful. You can see here the beauty of this equation is that it is proportional to flux. Means if flux is more, EB will be more. If flux is more, EB back EMF will be more. If a speed is more, then EB will be also more. Then back EMF means if your armature is rotating at high speed, this armature is rotating at high speed, then back EMF will be more. If armature at a standstill, you can talk at a standstill. A standstill. What is meaning of a standstill? Omega m, a speed of motor is 0, or n m is also 0. So motor is stationary. So you see this relation, if Wm is 0, then this will be also 0. Then rotor is not rotating, so the speed omega m will be 0, and that is called a standstill condition. So during this standstill condition, you see here omega is 0, so induced EMF will be 0. So this is very interesting relation you keep in mind. When once rotor is not rotating, EB will be 0, and once rotor start rotating, start rotating, a speed developing, so EB will also start developing and it will also go increasing. So this relation is very important relation. I just recall you whatever I have. EB, total back EMF in the armature winding. You keep in mind this is induced EMF in the armature winding, which is phi Z N M P by 60A. This is the one relation that already derived, and another relation in term of a speed in radian per second is also given here. This is another relation. So both of the relation will be used. Anyone you can keep for your reference. If you consider here also, you see Z is constant, P is constant, pole is constant, parallel path is constant. So from this relation you can also say that EB is proportional to phi flux and Nm. Motor, a speed in rotation per minute, RPM. So EB is proportional to phi multiplied by Nm or phi multiplied by omega m. These two are a speed in different unit. Only difference is that these are the unit in different units. It is in rotation per minute and it is in radian per second. So this relation is very useful. So from this relation you can also write this relation Nm equal to EB by phi. Nm is also proportional to EB by phi. This relation is also very useful in solving. From here I have written Nm equal to, means motor speed equal to EB by phi. So this phi is, if phi decreases, if phi is small, then speed will be high and EMF will be also high. If phi is 0, what will happen? If you make this flux 0 by any means, then the speed of the machine will be tremendous high. I will see also this in later. If some of the motor we cannot put this flux 0. If you put this flux 0, then the speed of the motor becomes tremendous high and it creates after that its speed goes to very large value. So this is called one relation, this is another relation, and these three all are same relation written in three different form, but basic relation is this. So you should keep always this in your mind to understand the further study about the. So I have explained how induced EMF is produced in the DC machine and what is its value and on what parameter the back EMF induced in a machine depends. So in next part I will discuss further about the equation of the torque, how torque is created, what will be its value. Then I will see some numerical point of view also.